Alright, what's good, YouTube? It's your boy Trey back again, another video. And yeah, we're go ahead and get into it. Because folks think we're going to just continue to live in this fantasy land of this player being this ultra superstar that he can thrive in any situation type of. First off, let's go ahead and just debunk this real quick because we all know, you seen the title of the video, we're going to be talking about Scottie Pippen. Now, we all know Scottie Pippen, he had a great career, multiple all-defensive teams, multiple all-NBA teams. He could have won DPOY in his career. Yeah, he was a great second option to Michael Jordan. But the problem was is when folks be trying to twist and turn his career of what he did compared to what he did do. Now we got folks still to this day trying to put him in top 20 conversations. That's what we still doing in 2023, bro. The NBA fan IQ has gotten way better since 10 years ago, dog. 10 years ago, you could probably get away with this. But if you still trying to get these takes off in 2023, you just wasting your time. Because at that point, you're saying he's better than guys like David Robinson, Jerry West, Dr. J, Dwayne Wade, John Havlicek. You are saying he's better than those type guys in the 20 range. If, as a matter of fact, if you ask the right person, you probably have to kind of Dirk in that conversation too. So, no, I don't agree that Scottie Pippen is a top 20 player in the NBA. He's not. So let's go ahead and go through Scottie Pippen prime real quick. So, first few years of Jordan wasn't so great. This started hot. I'm trying to remember. One of those series, I remember he had migraine or something, and he was not effective. So we give him a pass for that, right? I don't think nobody should criticize Scottie Pippen for that game. No, our migraines is definitely out of control, out of your control. And the fact that he even tried to play through a migraine, that just, if anything, that shows mental toughness. That's all I gotta say for that. But there is years throughout Scottie Pippen's career that he hasn't shown up in big moments. He just haven't. You know why he haven't shown up in big moments? Because first off, he can't create for himself consistently. For that, he has no half court game. He working a system that's tailor made for him to pass and to attack closeouts. Those were the spots where Scottie Pippen thrived and also put back dunks and layups. If you didn't box at Scottie Pippen, he was going to get a clean look to the basket, no matter what. It was going to be a drive or a putback. But I just have a problem with this, folks. And then they say he's a top 3 small forward. Like, no, he's not a top 3 small forward either. He's not. He's not. Like, if you telling me right here, right now, he's on the level of like LeBron, Bird, or KD, you're smoking. You're smoking at that point. I'm sorry. Because, like I just outlined, his half court game, if you think he's a superstar, you also smoking. Because I don't think a Scottie Pippen type player with his limited skill set is a superstar. Because if that's the case, no, actually, I was going ahead and say it. Because Bill Russell, he was a superstar of his era. He was. He had a limited offensive game, but he was like the top of the top of elite rim protection. And he was a great. As a matter of fact, he was a great playmaker for his time. He just probably wasn't the scorer. That's the only exception, in my opinion. If you don't have a half, especially as a wing player, if you don't have a half court game, you just Scottie Pippen. I'm sorry, you're just the second option who does his job to perfection. And there was years when MJ didn't play, right? So the first year MJ didn't play. it was just constant complaining from Scottie and Phil Jackson and saying, "Oh, we need shooting guard. We didn't take the opportunity to replace MJ. Oh, we need help. We need help." Bro, they was a 60 win, almost a 60 win team. And they was complaining about, "Oh, we need to replace the two guard position." Give me a break. Give me a break. Y'all was good enough to compete for a title that year. Y'all have Scottie Pippen. Y'all still have B.J. Armstrong. Y'all still have Horace Grant. Y'all still have Tony Kukoc. Y'all still have the bigs. Michael Jordan had to play with. Like, what? I think y'all also had John Paxson or Steve Kerr at that time too. What? Like, dude, like, get serious, dog. Get serious. So we go into the playoffs. I think they get past the first round opponent, if I'm correct. So they go to the second round. Dog. They play New York Knicks, who's the best defensive team in the league. Nobody's not questioning it, right? But during this time, you know how Scottie Pippen had an unfavorable situation. Why did Horace Grant and B.J. Armstrong become All Stars? Interesting. They become All Stars. So in this playoff run, if you look, B.J. Armstrong and Horace Grant is performing significantly better than superstar Scottie Pippen. But for you see how for me trying to twist the argument though, he's playing number one defense in the league. What you expect? If you a superstar player, I expect you to perform better than that. Michael Jordan did not drop that much against number one defenses. Freaking Kawhi Leonard did not drop against number one defenses like that consistently. KD, LeBron, Kobe, like, dude. This man literally wet himself in the elimination games. If it wasn't for Horace Grant and B.J. Armstrong, they wouldn't have freaking won no more games in that series. None. That's what I don't get. I truly don't get that. So, yeah, they ended up getting eliminated because ultimately, and also, it was a moment in that series too where Tony Kukoc hit a game winner, but Scottie Pippen didn't appreciate that because, the play wasn't drawn up for me. I wasn't going to check into the game. First off, that's bad leadership. That's childish. And they had to call another timeout because he did that weak stuff. And I'm glad that got outlined 3 years ago in that documentary that he decides to sit down and let the other folks to figure it out on their own. As a matter of fact, since he was the better passer, he was the best passer on the team, he was going to inbound it. So they had to find another inbound man to try to throw the ball into Tony Kukoc. And with Pippen being a dick, Tony Kukoc still hit the game winner, and they scolded him in the locker room after the game. I'm glad they scolded Scottie Pippen after the game because that was poor leadership. Matter of fact, I think he's one of the elder statesmen on the team. That is pathetic. That is pathetic for a superstar player. Pathetic. So we go to the following season. Scottie Pippen, he's leading this team, but this time around, they are winning at a 500 pace. Superstar Scottie Pippen, who can thrive in any situation. You see, you remember those videos? Matter of fact, it's a gift about it. This man really was he was wearing the Jordans. He raised his shoe up and he was begging MJ to come back, begging him to come back. And guess what? He ultimately did, and they ended up going to playoffs. Even though they lost to the Magic, and MJ had one game where he just fumbled the ball, but MJ throughout the whole series was doing his part. Do you remember what Scottie Pippen did in that series? I don't think so, because Scottie Pippen, oh man, like, I truly don't get the nostalgia with Scottie Pippen. I truly don't. But here's folks' other argument to it. He got it done. Who cares? Who cares if he rode the coattails of Michael Jordan? Who cares? He got it done, bro. Well, if you tell me right here, right now, that second Pete, Scottie Pippen was like anywhere close to like top 5 to 10 player during the '90s, you gotta be on something. Seriously, you gotta be on something. If you wasn't even if you were barely a top 5 player in the '90s, where MJ, the number 32 from the Jazz played, Charles Barkley, you could say Pat Ewing, you could say David Robinson. It's a couple others. Let me see. Probably missing. Alonzo Mourning. I think was he better than Scottie Pippen? You can say Alonzo Mourning. I'm not gonna say John Stockton. No. Man, I'm missing somebody. Oh, nah. But yeah, he was barely a top 5 10 player during the '90s, during the second peak. So not only he was a bad half-court scorer, not only that he could only be in a certain role within an offense, he didn't even have longevity. Like during his time after he left the Bulls, when he went to Portland, Houston, when he went back to Chicago, when he went on that little tour, he was most definitely a glorified role player during that time. I don't get the nostalgic vibes with freaking Scottie Pippen, bro. Scottie Pippen, yes, he was ahead of his time. He revolutionized the point forward position. I get that. I get all of that. But we gotta think about it, bro. The game also has evolved too. We have gotten better players year in, year out. And I just don't see a valid argument for Scottie Pippen being a top 20 player, especially since in the top 20 to 25 range, we have first options that led their team to championships. We need to think about this. And then the small forward list, let's go ahead and get into the small forward list, because the first guy is Scottie Pippen top 3. Let's go ahead and debunk that right now. We got LeBron, Bird, KD. We got Dr. J, Elgin Baylor. Okay? Then we got the next 5. We got John Havlicek. We got Dominique Wilkins. Let me see. What? Let me see. Rick Barry. I think I didn't name Kawhi yet. And then Scottie Pippen, he could be in that 10th spot. And what's crazy about this is Scottie Pippen might not even be 10 much longer. Because we have guys like Paul George who's still in the midst of his career. If he wins a championship, we're gonna have to have conversation about him being better than Scottie Pippen. Jason Tatum, most definitely, if he wins a championship in MVP, he's going to be better than Scottie Pippen. Like come on, dog. Come on, dog. Let's be serious. Let's be serious. Like, there's multiple small forwards that I probably haven't even named yet that's better than Scottie Pippen. Like, oh man. Like, I'm sorry. I had to do this because I be seeing this too often. I had got into an argument last month about Scottie Pippen being a superstar. I debunked it. He tried to come back with some mumbo jumbo of the Knicks defense. No. So yeah, I left it alone. We come today, I had to hear he's a top 20 player. That's the reason why I had to make this video today. That is unbelievable that folks still believe this way in 2023. But yeah, those are my thoughts, dog. We gotta stop the Scottie Pippen nostalgic biased viewpoint, because it don't get us nowhere. So yeah, if you guys like this video, like, comment, subscribe. This is your boy Terrell Elmo.